Hi, it's Chris Watkin, and I'm joined today by John Durrant, who's been in the estate agency business, both in it and as a supplier, for over 53 years. Approximately 13 years ago, he left estate agency to start his own firm with doctoring photographs with Dr. Photo. John, do you have any regrets leaving estate agency? Talk to me.
Yes, it was always a thrill on moving day. I'd love to see people moving into their new houses, making a difference to their lives. So that, I think, is my biggest regret. And also, let's face it, I mean, everybody wants something out of life. What's in it for me? It was approval. Because if you've got somebody to move into a house, it was more about, for me, the approval and the happiness that you created by doing that than it was about I wasn't a bean counter. I didn't count commissions at all. It almost didn't worry me. But I loved that process of getting people moved in.
Any other regrets?
I can tell you what I don't regret is having to cope with the downturns that are created by everything that's outside of your control, like politics and the economy. I don't regret that at all, although every business is subject to that, of course. But I remember opening our office in 1992. And a few weeks afterwards, you had John Major and Norman Lamont standing on the steps of the Treasury saying, "Oh, yeah, today we've had interest rates at 15%. They started at 10%.
10, then went to 12, then went to 15.
Yeah, 15 and then went back to 12. He said, but the good news is they're back to 12 and a half. So that kind of stress you can deal without, and it was one of the reasons that I didn't want to do it.
Anything else that you don't regret then?
I don't regret not working until 3 a.m.
Yep.
In the morning. So during the day I'd be firefighting. And one of the reasons that people came to us was because our property marketing was so much better than everybody else's at the time. So I'd be at 3 a.m. I'd be doing the property marketing. People would drive home. The office was on a roundabout, and people would drive home after their parties, and they would say, "Oh, John." Next day they would say, "Oh, John, what were you doing working in the office at 3 a.m.? Well, I was doing somebody's details."
Okay. What did your wife think to that?
My wife has been brilliantly supportive. It's a really good question, and it's the biggest regret of my life that I wasn't there more for my family, particularly for Tom.
Yeah, but he's turned out quite well, hasn't he?
He's turned out brilliantly. yeah, despite all that. But I think that it would have been good to have, been able to take him to football or something on a Saturday, although he doesn't like football. He might like rugby, I don't know. But I don't know, because I don't know. So that's one big regret that I did that.
You were getting quite emotional at that point. Talking to a lot of my own family and people because I'm in the Freemasons, talking to older generation, one fear that they have or regret is that they don't shout out when they see someone younger, not, what am I trying to say here, doing, that you want to almost put your feet, get in there and get involved. Do you feel that way yourself?
Yeah, in fact, I've just become a mentor for Agents Together.
Oh, lovely.
And I didn't even know there was an Agents Together until I started doing more LinkedIn posts recently, and a lovely lady in Wales said, "Oh, have you thought about doing Agents Together?" And I thought, well, what's that, I had our first session a week ago, and it's fantastic. I loved it. Let's face it, we all want somebody to listen. I don't care if anybody likes me, but I do care if people don't listen. I'm really not, I couldn't care a toss about people liking me or not. It doesn't bother me. But I do think that, if you've got something to share, you want to be able to.
I'm a founder of Agents Together along with a few others, and being able to change someone's life. And this, there's over 300 mentors out there changing the lives of other estate agents.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I think it's a really good initiative. And did you come up with the idea, or?
No, it was the Bruces.
It was Bruce's. Okay. Well, some good came out of all that, didn't it?
It did. Well, they funded it, and then we came up with the concept between us. Sarah Edmondson is our CEO, and she's driving that forward very nicely. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
Well, thank you for your time today, and thank you for sharing your regrets with the world out there in estate
Yeah,
agency.
absolute pleasure. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
very
for
much.
inviting me. Cheers. Thank you. God bless.